Thank you very much, Honorable Moderator, and our viewers on this particular session. Thank you very much for coming up to this session. It's going to be very, very mind-blowing, and I promise you it's something necessary at this time we are going through over the country where economic lockdown and everybody do not know what to do. Here you are. The pandemic disease of COVID-19 has locked up everywhere. There are so many challenges everywhere. What are you supposed to do? Remember, you cannot close down your business. It is obvious now that, and if business must continue, you must recognize the fact that there are challenges all over. For those of you following us on WhatsApp, you remember those 5 reasons to survive this situation. Number 1, I want you to go along with me. It's an interesting thing. Look, this is an instrument equipment that is used in the medical world. Blood circulation. It will show you how many oxygen in your body, and at the same time shows how many times your heart is beating. Example, you put on this finger and you press further. It's going to give you a reading immediately, and this reading is an evidence of your status. Look at it. The down one is 99, and is 94. 94 means the number of times my heart beats in 1 minute. 97 is the amount of oxygen in my body as I speak. So every normal human being must exist between 95 to 100. So this is a very good equipment that you can use to monitor yourself, your family at a particular time if you have breathing difficulty, because COVID-19 is a breathing problem, and that's an important equipment you must have. Again, there's need for you to have the small things that everybody use everywhere. Straw. This one we use to drink water. You might need to have it at home. It's an important equipment that's going to assist you in COVID-19 episode. Again, you also need to have balloons. Balloons, what children play with. You can see, this is what children play with. You need to have some of these at home. We're going to tell you how such things assist you in the process, and then you want to ensure it is good for you. Now, in terms of that, you need to have alkaline water. Alkaline water, and we're using this opportunity to exhibit this particular water. It's called Lacina water. This is an alkaline water that is very useful for you, and you need to have this also handy at home. It's very, very important. Again, you need to have some drugs. You are allowed to have some medications at home. For instance, you need to have vitamin D, vitamin D3. Vitamin D3 is very important for you to survive this particular time. It's very key. Again, there's need for you to have vitamin C. Vitamin C, or you have multiple of fruits that's available for you. Again, you need to have what is called aspirin, or what we call vasoprem. You need to have it at home. It's very, very good for you. Number 4, you also need to have zinc tablet. Zinc tablet is very good and very important to have it at home. And also some other tablets like steroids, you also need to keep this at home. Outside all this, the natural things everybody have been all trying to have all the while. Number 1, you need to have ginger. It is very important to have ginger at home. We'll be telling you how useful it is. Again, there's need for you to have turmeric and to have garlic. This is also very important. You may need it also. And again, very powerful equipment, instrument, and natural thing is black seed. Black seed is very key. This is a seed. You need to have this handy at home. We'll be telling you how all of this will serve you at the end of the day. Again, you need to have the oil, the same black seed oil. You need to have it at home. Now, we are aware of the network is been very fluctuating, and for those on Facebook Live, you are consistent. But the people on Zoom, you may be having some challenges. Please just keep calm and then mute your microphone so that we can enjoy ourselves together. Number 1, that test must be repeated somewhere else. Now, this can be a challenge in this our environment because testing now is becoming difficult. Number two, if eventually you repeat the test somewhere else and the test turns out to be positive for real and you do not exhibit any symptoms, please, the next thing you should do, go in for self-home isolation. In your house, in your own house, you're going to self-isolate yourself. This is very key because going to the isolation center is not the first thing in management of COVID-19. You see, we are trying to demystify this disease. You do not need to panic at all for this disease. You don't need to go to the isolation center because you don't have symptoms, even though you are tested positive. In your house, you practice what is called self-home isolation. So how do you go about that? If God helps you, you have 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom, 2-bedroom, whatever. You alone takes in a single room that is ensuite and then ensure you are staying there where you get all necessary things you need. So that's very important. Now, while you are there, you are going to restrict your interaction with the family. So they bring everything to you to the doorstep, you pick it to your room, you make use of it, food, you return the plate to the entrance. Then what should you be doing while you are in that room? This is the next thing. Number 3, you want to ensure personal hygiene. Personal hygiene in this matter is no compromise, meaning that you must be sure your hands is very clean, you cut your nails, and this is very important. You take bath regularly with warm water, and you ensure your clothes are clean. You rub everywhere with sanitizer, you clean it with antiseptics, and make sure you are actually in charge of yourself in terms of personal hygiene. Number 4, an important thing is your diet. Your family should know what to cook for you. Balanced diet that's adequate is very important. Balanced diet means enough of carbohydrate, protein, fat and oil, water, minerals, and vitamins. Now combined together as a food. So eat balanced diet adequately. If you do not eat adequately, you are likely to come down faster with this disease. Number 5, which type of water do you depend on? The other time we mentioned those things you need to have at home. Don't forget alkaline water. What we mean by alkaline water is a kind of water that the pH is between 7 upward to 8 or 9. Now, that is kind of water you need. In that regard, you drink this volume of water continuously, and you are not going to take less than 3 liters in a day. Get this very clear. 3 liters of alkaline water on a daily basis. Still on water, ensure you take warm water, not cold water. Drink warm water continuously. Do not drink cold water. In fact, taking your bath must be with warm water. So in terms of water, you must get that very clear. Number 6, now we come to medication. You have been tested positive, right? And here you are, there's no symptoms. In the name of Almighty God, that vitamin D3 we mentioned at the beginning that you must have. This vitamin D3 is the equivalent of you staying in the sun early morning between the hours of 9 for like 2 hours or like 1 hour, and ensure the sun that comes out that time actually shine onto your body. Vitamin D3. Africans, blacks, we lack a lot of vitamin D on our body. It's very important to protect you and to save you from going down of this disease. Very important. Number 2 among the medication you're going to use is vitamin C. I want to sound very clear here. Vitamin C is a tablet, but you can also depend on numerous varieties of fruits. For example, your watermelon, your pineapple, your avocados, your soursop, your pomegranate, your grapes, your kiwi, and your plum. All of these are very rich in vitamin C, more than even this tablet. So you must have this handy with you. And number 3, among other tablets you must make use of is your zinc tablet. When I mentioned this to some people, they said it's for children that are stooling. No, it is meant for adults to boost your immunity. Again, some of the research that have been conducted so far confirms that what happens is that there are blood clots in the body. You need to have aspirin, and this is what we give to our people that have blood clotted system, because COVID-19 will going to cause your blood to clot. So you need to take one of these per day, one of these tablets per day, and that will do a lot for you. And number 5 of what you're going to make use of is called steroids. We couldn't come with that. Steroids means some of these drugs that maintain the body strength. You have steroid tablet, you have steroid injections, you have steroids of spray that you can actually apply to your system. Now, it is very clear that the tablets we have mentioned are things you need to do. Then number 7, we're talking of nasal care. How do you care for your nose? You have been tested positive, even though you do not have any symptoms, then you need to take care of your nose. How do you do that? One of the things you need to do is that you can get warm water, boil the water, and put a pinch of salt inside that water, and then you do this on a daily basis. You allow the water to cool, then you raise your nose, and then you have something that can press. You press this water into your nose, and then you turn your head down to allow the water to flow out. Now that's a water that contains minimal amount of salt, and that's what you do on a regular. Every 3 hours you continue putting there, and the second one, and it goes down. You push it in, it comes to the other nose, and it's turn the head down. The amount of COVID-19 virus that stays in the nose is where the disease starts from, and once you do that, you're able to wash that away. Again, about nasal care, you need to care for this. You need to do what is inhalation. In this inhalation, a lot of people do not get this. It is wrong for you to put a kettle on the gas and put your nose through a kettle that is exchanging the steam. That is dangerous. You can be suffocated. That has gone viral. Do not practice that. What our mothers used to do in those days still apply. Get a bowl that has a minimal surface that's not too big, and then put hot water in it. Get oil that is called eucalyptus oil or silver bed oil. Put a number of that drops into that water. Get something to stir the water. Get a tarpaulin and cover yourself up. Keep stirring it, and then you breathe in and out. You are stirring the water, you are steaming it inside, and it's going to get into you. You'll be sweaty. Continue doing that until you are able to see that the water is getting cool, and you remove that and go and take your bath with warm water eventually. With this, you will have done a lot of good to take care of your nose. That is very important. Now we're almost going down. Number 8, you need to now care for your chest. Caring for your chest is an important process that we cannot even finish today, and it might be in our next session, because you need to understand what's happening in the chest. What happens in the chest is that once this virus gets in, even though you have not manifested symptoms, you should know that it gets in to produce water. Once water is produced and blood clots also formed, breathing becomes difficult. And on that note, you need to make this chest flexible and become very easy to blow easily. So you use a balloon. You're going to get a balloon, and then you want to practice how to use that balloon to develop a good chest system. For instance, you pick up a balloon. See, this is what our children play with. It becomes very useful in actually helping your chest to become very flexible. Number 1, you do this. You breathe out. You hold it. You go second time. You breathe out. The way you are breathing in, you are finishing all the air in you into this system. Do not bother if it's busted. You can have as many as possible so that it does not mean whether this thing is going to finish. You go number 3. I'll finish the air in me. Then you breathe out. each of these episodes you do succeed alone in increasing what is called your vital capacity. Your lung system become very efficient in being able to remove carbon dioxide and take in a large amount of oxygen. And immediately you do that, the pulse oximeter I showed you the other time, immediately you quickly use the pulse oximeter and check your pulse oximeter, you will see the difference. If before you were like 92 or 93 and you do something like that, you will see it coming up, see this is 98. That time I did it was 96 or 97. Now you see, then my pulse rate has gone down to 87. Before it was 94. What I've just done, I've activated the heart and at the same time the chest to get me more healthy. That's a typical example you need to do regularly inside that room you isolated yourself in your house. Again, so you can do that as many times as possible. But if that is also not available, you can also do blowing into the water using the straw. The other time I show you a straw, so all you need to get a bottle of water, put a straw into it, and then you blow. See me, like children are playing. I have finished blowing my air out. Immediately I finish, I'll take a deep breath. That alone is activating my chest. You press that regularly. Try again. That are just those two processes are very important for you to know that you can succeed in assisting this chest to be more healthy while you are home. You do not need to go for isolation as at the time you are positive but you do not have symptoms. Doing all you have just mentioned to you, you will have done a lot of things to yourself. Number 9, ensure you remain in the house for the next 14 days. You're going to keep in that house for 14 days without going out, which means that for 2 weeks, you have spent 14 days already, and you have done all this I'm telling you. Then the next thing is to get yourself tested for coronavirus 19 again. If at that stage you are found to be negative, hooray! Here you are. That means you have been able to convert yourself, you that were ordinarily positive, to negative. And the same thing, you have been able to turn it no symptoms and it's now negative. And if it's coming to that level, what do? You must be very, very careful at this stage that what you need to do are just very basic things. Number 1, some of the exercises we just mentioned, you're going to ensure them. Number 2, the naturals, which we did not talk about while we're talking about what you do at home, must now be exemplified thoroughly. The first thing about the naturals we mentioned was your ginger. This ginger can be chewed directly. This ginger can be peeled. It can be washed and blended like this. You can actually take it raw, or you mix it with honey and drink it. Or you can actually put large quantity of it in your mouth and then breathe in and out without swallowing it and without pouring it out. For example, if you put in your mouth, after you have put large amount of this in your mouth with honey, it goes a lot of way. Or sometimes you can actually mix a little garlic with it, just little, and then ensure you do the same thing by practicing deep breathing. Now the other thing you can do is this black seed oil. This black seed, ensure you chew black seed every 4 hours, about 2 spoons every 4 hours. You chew it and swallow it. And if you have difficulty in chewing, maybe you have weaker tooth, then you can get the oil as well. The oil is available everywhere, and then you can take a spoon of this every 6 hours, a spoon of this every 6 hours, 2 spoons of this every 4 hours, and that goes a long way to assist your system. And then what do you do at that time? You present yourself admission in an isolation center. That is going to be a great advantage for you. With that, you're not likely to come down with problem, and that's a lot of way. That's a part 1 of it. Now the second category of somebody is This person is negative, but here you are, he has all the symptoms of coronavirus. What can you do? A number of us are in this category. Some of us were found to have symptoms, so many symptoms that mimic the symptoms of coronavirus. But we have gone for tests. First time, second time is negative. What do you do? I think at this point, I must tell you that so many people have been positive and they have become negative on naturals, and some of the reasons we have mentioned to you, we have a number of people like that. And now those that are negative will have symptoms. The first thing you need to do is you need to see a doctor. And when you see a doctor, what are you supposed to be doing with the doctor? You need to present all your complaints and the way you feel. The next thing the doctor is going to do is to test each of your complaints accordingly. Now, a lot of people are having symptoms, and they think that these symptoms is coronavirus symptoms. For example, you have body ache. Everybody knows malaria can give you body ache. But by the time you start feeling difficulty in breathing, malaria do not cause difficulty in breathing. Now, you have anosmia, where you cannot perceive. If all these tests were conducted for malaria, for enteric fever, for amoebiasis, for every other disease that make all the symptoms of coronavirus, and they are all negative, and coronavirus itself also is negative, then you proceed. Despite all your symptoms, what you need to do, you don't need to rush to isolation center. Those symptoms will be taken as not a coronavirus symptoms. Probably your immunity is down, and when somebody's immunity is down, my listeners, my viewers, I tell you, is a lot of problem. And that's where opportunistic infections will come in. Because the person has been living very well before, small illnesses that are not supposed to manifest will manifest on him. Because of what? Because his immunity system has gone down. So the first thing, the doctor is going to attend to you, examine you, check other symptoms, run other tests, and if there's need, and repeat the coronavirus test to ensure you do not have it. So at this point, we are now moving on, that you have been tested negative, confirmed that you are negative. So the next thing you should do is that you should do self build up of your immunity. Now, isolation is not going to be isolation this time around. We're going to do social distancing, and this time around we call it double social distancing. Why do you call it double? How to do double this social distancing? Because you do not want your symptoms to actually spread to other people. And this will lead us to the use of face mask. So because we are doing social distancing, you want to ensure double social distancing. You must know how to use this face mask. You have a disease. That means that you will wear this face mask in this way. The colored part will be outside, and then you wear it like this. This is against those that don't have a disease, that want to prevent you to wear the mask. The lighter one will be outside, while the darker one will be inside with you. This is if you are using surgical face mask. If you are not using surgical face mask, you are using the N95 face mask. This one you always find with the ministers and co, and the governors and the highly reputed people in the society. So this is a face mask that you also put on in that order. You wear it appropriately. It must cover fully the face and the mouth, and then that should be it. In case you want to use the one that is made of clothing, ensure it is double layered. Ensure it is double layer. Ensure it's double layer face mask. Now, for example, look at it. This is a double layer face mask. You can see that the front is brown. Look at the inside is black. It's double layer. This is only how we can prevent you from getting infected. So, if you are doing your social distancing, you must ensure you know how to use this appropriately, because the spread of this disease, now you can see that the emphasis is now more on face mask. Why? Because when you are speaking, what is coming out from your mouth, what's coming out from your nose is quite much that you want to be sure that you do not contaminate or spread disease to another person. Personal hygiene. Now, we cannot overemphasize this. The hand washing, the use of sanitizer continuously. Again, let me sound this very carefully. The use of sanitizer that people do not know. You get to the public, everybody puts sanitizer like this. No. The sanitizer you use is this. Because you want to free this hand and you want to bring this in here. It's like this. You pour in your sanitizer and then you rub. You are rubbing just the way you're going to wash your hand ordinarily. You see? You wash as if you are washing the hand again. That's how you do it. Okay? So that is sanitizer. So you must know how to use sanitizer. Please water. Anytime you get to where there is water, please wash your hand thoroughly about 20 seconds under the running water. Again, you must also engage in balanced diet. Now, with the symptoms you have, you must go for balanced diet that is giving you adequate provisions of vitamins and minerals that save your life. So we talk about alkaline water. That's what you're going to get used to. You take a lot of it continuously, and then you ensure that you are drinking a lot of water. Then, what we did not mention in the person that's causing the no symptoms is that you want to have adequate sleep. You want to ensure you have adequate sleep. Adequate sleep is very important here. And then, number 10, you go for those natural things we mentioned the other time. And then finally, I beg you, do not watch the updates of the number of people that have infected with coronavirus. Watching the number eight is adequate sleep. Adequate sleep. Sleeping is a means of boosting immunity. So if you happen to be negative and you have symptoms, and you want the symptoms to disappear on time, you really need adequate amount of sleep. And for an adult, you need not less than 6 to 8 hours, 24 hours to sleep. Immunity becomes 9. Medication, drugs that you require to take on a regular basis, starting from your zinc, vitamin D, vitamin C. Steroid will not go into detail because a doctor only prescribes steroids. You cannot get steroids over the counter. You must meet your doctor. Then we talk about the naturals. All the naturals we mentioned: the ginger, the garlic, and lacina water, that's the alkaline water, the black seed and black seed oil. So we mentioned all of these as a means of getting yourself well and getting better. And then finally, we also emphasize the fact that you must be careful that you do not follow the updates on regular basis, which can actually eventually scatter you totally. So you get to be very careful, and that is the roundup to say. And until we get all these things handy, so that we do not risk our life going to isolation center and get our situation worsened. You only go to isolation center if your breathing system is compromised. If it's not compromised, please do not go there. Thank you very much. Yes, sir. Or you're using the oil. You're using the oil of the black seed. It's very powerful. You see, a lot of us think it's only ginger. No, these are very powerful to make use of, and then you can actually enjoy it more. That it boosts your immunity. It's confirmed evidence that conducted by medical scientists in University of Ibadan, 2016. You can actually search on Google black seed stroke HIV, salt in it and stay very well, and use it to raise the nose. You bring your head in order to make sure the nose is cleansed off. That's different from alkaline water we are referring to in terms of consumption. This is alkaline water found in the soil that's maintained a pH of 7.78, which is one of the worst of so many infective disorder. Thank you very much.
Someone has.
Okay. Hello.
Good evening.
Yeah,
Okay, you're welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. Isa. Thank you for the show. We're so grateful.
Thank you very much.
God will reward you.
Amen.
Go ahead, please.
Oh, sir. Ciao.
Thank you for the insightful lecture. I want to add what I think that one can do to build one's immunity.
What are what?
You think someone can build someone's immunity?
Okay, no problem. First of all, black seed still come hand among other things that builds immunity. Number two, we talk of sleeping regularly. Taking alkaline water build immunity regularly. Number four, you take garlic or you take ginger, it builds immunity very well. Then other things we have not mentioned in this episode is donating your blood. Donating blood will boost your immunity, or you do ijama, the cupping, that is extraction of blood in your system. It will boost your immunity. Number six, avoid nursing grudges with people. It will boost your immunity. Number seven, you want to get exposure to early morning sunlight. Of that, then you go for your vitamin D3 all over again. But expose yourself to early sunlight will boost your immunity. And apart from this, taking varieties of fruits of different categories. Some of us have never taken different fruit ever we are living. We are always used to mango and maybe apple. But you have pomegranate, you have so many other fruits. It's good. Number 8, varieties of vegetable. You cannot miss this. The principle of bee that lives on different plants that gives it that power of antibiotics, antioxidant in the honey. So if you want to have a lot of immunity, live on different leaves as human being, that will go a long way. And then you want also other structures like mushroom, broccoli, and seafood. These are very powerful things that build your. You want to sustain a very consistent hygiene. All of this will boost your immunity against disease. So if you have all of this as a regular practice, and I'm saying this with all honesty, it is only when you engage in things like this, apart from coronavirus, let this be part of you, and then you're going to save yourself a lot from a lot of deadly disease. Thank you very much.
Any party shot before call it today?
Yeah, thank you very much. I use this opportunity to thank all of viewers and thank all those that participated. Really appreciate you all, and it's our interest to actually give out more to people knowing how to survive in this particular season. It's a season of pandemic, of coronavirus and other diseases. I want to tell you, do not treat yourself without being informed. If you treat yourself without appropriate information, you may likely cause more damage. Present yourself to doctors when you have symptoms that you're not very clear with, and engage in all these things we have mentioned so as to live a good life. Until we come again, we will announce our second session on survival of coronavirus time, and that's going to be an extension of this discussion today. And by God's grace, we're going to give you more information as regard how to live well. Thank you very much. On all the platforms you can ask the questions on WhatsApp, you can ask it on the SMS, you can as well go on Facebook and then ask the questions, and we're ready there to answer you as much as possible. Our moderator will try to, and this will get to different platforms. Thank you very much. You can also get back to the video to